Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Giovanna Reaves. I write romance, mpreg, omegaverse, and with or without magic, shifters, paranormal. That is my thing. That is where I'm at. So that's what I write. I pretty much write anything dealing in the realm. Um, or basically what my muse tells me. It's how it is, how it's been since I started writing. Anyway, so it's been a little over a month since I did my last video, and things have been a little busy on my end, personal wise. My husband and we are doing some DIY projects around our house, so it's taken away from my time in my office where I call my little cave where I'm writing. Yeah, so the first thing we did was we did our dining room table and chairs. We reupholstered the chairs and put a whole new room dining table together. We used butcher block and stained it, and all that. And now we're reorganizing our garage, which honestly I think it's one of the biggest projects we've decided to take on. um, it's I can't understand how it became so unorganized in the first place, but then I can understand because we have like our stuff that we've had since my son was a baby that we're unable to let go of. And then we have other people that bring their stuff over and like, can I store my stuff here until I get blah 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 taken care of? And that blah 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 still hasn't been taken care of, and their stuff is still sitting in my garage. So now we're going through and we're um, organizing, sifting through, putting together some shelves. I think we're going to make the shelves ourselves. I think that's an easier way to do it. We found some design plans on Etsy, and we're going to try and put those together. um, I can't say I've never held a screwdriver before. I have. Drill, it's a little on the iffy side. I'm not good with the drill, but then again, you learn. So that's where I'm at DIY wise. On the writing front, I've been working on a book that I had hoped to get released by January, but at the moment it's not going to be. It's probably going to be around February. Um, it, it, it has nothing to do with the DIY projects, and it's more so of I'm taking my time working on this book. For the past year, I've been having a little problem concentrating, and I went through a severe burnout for this entire year. So I usually where I would publish maybe 3 or 4 books a year, I was only able to publish one because of the burnout that I went through, and that's fine. So I'm counting this year I'm counting next year, as a matter of fact, as a do-over. So like I said, I'm taking my time. The book will come out in February, March. I'm not rushing. I'm not stressing like I would before. So it will be out during the winter time. It is not a holiday book. I can't say I don't write holiday books. I do. But this one, it will probably start in the holidays and end when it does. So that could be around Valentine's, or it could be, time skip. We'll see how it goes. I'll see where my muse takes me. Like I said, I've said in my prior video, my first video, that I'm a pantser. So wherever my muse takes me is wherever I'll follow. This book that I'm working on is part of my one night stands world. The My One Night Stand series is the very first series I've ever written, and where I thought the books were done, I was like, this series is done. I'm not touching the series anymore. I keep going back to it and writing like little stories of characters that live in the world. So I haven't figured out a series title for it yet. I keep coming up with the Hamilton Friends or something like that, because the main family in the One Night Stand series was the Hamiltons. And I keep thinking maybe the Friends of the Hamiltons, the Hamilton Friends, or something like that, but I haven't figured out what exactly the series is going to be called as yet. So for now, I'm just going to keep writing the little stories that's there. I think out of the entire little stories, short stories I've written for this offshoot for the series, this is one of the longest. There's one that I've been working on for 2 years, and it's part of my VIP package. I have a VIP package on my website where I upload chapters of certain stories. Like there's a book that I wrote called Winter's Promise, and there is a second book to it, but the second book is a part of my VIP or my Patreon. I think I put that also on my Patreon page. And so this one is the longest one, which is called Silver's Desires, which also starts in Christmas. Or is it Christmas? No, it starts in Thanksgiving, I think. I can't remember. It's been so long since I started this book. But anyway, I'm still working on that. I think I'm on like chapter 25. I don't remember. But my characters have not gotten together. They haven't really gotten together yet. So there's a lot that's going to happen in the story. So which is why I'm taking my time writing this one. I think it's also going to be one of the longest one of my books as well. Anyway, so the book that I plan on releasing in February will be a part of my One Night Stand series world. So there's that. I'm also in the process of organizing, and we're getting ready to start publishing the books to the next Vallewywood. So we're in our fourth season, and Vallewywood is my version of a shifter, magical, paranormal-esque type of Hollywood, which is why it's called Vallewywood. I started this series in 2021, and it's a shared world series, like I said, with a bunch of other authors who write MPreg, paranormal, Omegaverse type. So the world is the Vallewywood is vast. It's like big city. In my head I envision like Vancouver, California. It's like all in one, and it's hidden. It's magically hidden. Well, it's sort of magically hidden in Pennsylvania. Don't ask me why it's in Pennsylvania. I think it's because when I did Vale Valley, which Vallewywood is a sequel to, Vale Valley was a small town in Pennsylvania. That's what we came up with when we did Vale Valley. Vale Valley is another shared world series, and it has like 5 seasons, and it covers Christmas, it covers summer, it covers solstice, it covers Halloween, it covers all kinds of holidays. That's how we started the series in the first place, where it covers just holidays, and that's where we were going to go with the entire Vale Valley-esque type thing. And then after Vale Valley, we were like, okay, I was like, let's expand the world. And that's how we went with Vallewywood. Vale Valley and Vallewywood are like 2 or 3 hours apart. And we have it that they're both in Pennsylvania. And Vale Valley, I should say, is magically hidden. So so people who end up in Vale Valley, the town is kind of sentient, and it calls to people, or it magically reaches out to people. And that is how some people end up in Vallewywood, or if they're not born in Vale Valley. If they're not born in Vale Valley, like one of my characters, it was my Valentine's book. My character got a job offer in Vale Valley. And he found the offer just being online. He found the offer, and that's how he ended up in Vale Valley. So, where Vale Valley is magically hidden, strong magic hiding it, you have Vale Valley, where Vallewywood, Vallewywood, where the magic is corrupted. And so for years the magic has gotten corrupted through crime, through all kinds of stuff. And it is the so people are able to see Vallewywood. Now, what makes Vallewywood a little different from Vale Valley, not only is the magic corrupted and is being repaired through the books that we're writing, the god Loki is the mayor, right? So that's one of the reasons why the magic was corrupted. Now, how Loki got in that position, you would have to read the book in Vale Valley to find out how. But yes, so we have Loki, that's the mayor of Vallewywood. You have Azazel, that's the deputy mayor. And yes, so more gods are in Vallewywood than they are in Vale Valley. Vale Valley kind of introduces the god setting type thing. And then you'll find we have, like, in one of the authors wrote about Eros, the god, and he owns a brothel. And then you have it's a vast world, so you'd have to, like, read the books to understand the world itself. And the way we did these books is that you don't have to read them in sequence. Each book can be read as a standalone. Same thing with Vale Valley. We did it where readers can pick and choose whichever book they want to read, whichever author they want to read from, because everybody has their favorite author that writes a certain genre. So we did it where you don't have to read the books in sequence. Now, some authors, like myself, we wrote like 5 books. You can read all 5 books in order, but you don't have to. We have another author who wrote 3 books. We have another author who wrote 2 books. We have another author we have authors who just wrote 1 book and went about and did whatever they wanted to do with their other series. So we did it where the books are not connected to each other. Certain instances might happen where the books are, like, okay, in sync, but they can be read by themselves. Now, you can find these books on Amazon. They're on Amazon Kindle. I know a lot of people are subscribed to Amazon Kindle. And, you can read them if you're into... Now, this has to be if you're into MPreg, you're into Omegaverse, you're into paranormal kind of shifter stuff. If you're not, so be it. We're cool with that. As long as you're into it and you enjoy these type of books, I say go for it. Now, other than working on those and getting ready for Vallewywood, I know next year I do have a couple of collaborations that I'm doing, a couple of other Sharewar series that I'm doing besides my Vallewywood book and my book that's coming out in February. I do have 2 other series that Sharewar series that I'm part of. I'm not organizing those, or those are organized by other authors. I don't know when they're coming out. I'm still waiting on more word about the series. And until then, I'm not going to worry about them. I'm attending a few conferences next year. So again, in the month that I haven't been able to make a video to come on here and give updates on what's happening, I've just been working on setting up myself for next year, figuring out what I want to write next year and how my stories are going to go next year. I don't know when my books are going to be published next year. I try not to do the whole I'm publishing it on this day. Month, I might have an idea, but then again, things might change. Like, I did want this book to come out in January, but it's going to change until February, which is fine with me. pre-orders, I don't really do pre-orders on my site, on pre-orders, but if I do, I usually do them on my website first, and then I sell the books on Amazon or wherever. This book that's coming out in February, I might do it wide. I think that's how, I think I mentioned why I would rather do wide in my last video. I'm not sure. But yeah, most of my books will be wide, except for things that I'm doing shared role series for, which will stay on KU as promised because it could be a part of the contract. So that is all that I have that I'm working on right now. Like I said, if you want to know more about what I'm writing, more about what I have coming up, more that's happening in my, I'm a little wary about sharing too much about my personal life, but I will. It'll take time for me. Blame it on the military. I was in the military before, and they teach you operation security all the time. So just, subscribe and follow me. I'll mostly talk about my books. And that's it. Thanks. Bye.